Hey, everyone. This is Dr. Crystal Richardson. So extremely happy to be with you today here on The World Speaks. We will be right back. Hey, everyone. This is Dr. Crystal Richardson, and we are here on The World Speaks as a part of LIG TV, which is Life Innovation Global TV. This is the home of short, powerful content. And as we move forward, you're going to be seeing a number of amazing guests, show hosts, commercials, different things related to life. Life Innovation Global TV is about all of the different areas of our life because we can have and should have where we focus in on one specific purpose. And today's show is about purpose. But even as we focus in on that one purpose, it takes a lot, right, to manage our day-to-day life as we focus in on that one purpose. So time management, having good health, having a good spiritual relationship, having your finances in order, your business plan, the right relationships, the right mentors and coaches, like all of these different things that go into our life. And innovative and creative ways that we can have that we accomplish our main plan, our main goal, our main purpose, our main why. We can do that. But doing that with having all of these other things in place just makes it that much easier. And so there's going to be a couple of different things that we talk about today, including some of our vision events. This particular one is Vision 2025. Whenever it is that you're watching this in any given year, you can contact us at lifeinnovationglobal.com and see where we are in that process, because we do a number of vision sessions the end of the year as we move into a new year, but also during the year, there's different things that we do to keep us on track. Plus, if you just are tuning into us or getting into being a part of our community, you can join in at any time during the year. And what we do there is we have some individual sessions to get you caught up. For what we do at the end of the year, all of that, totally free, just for us to help get you established into having like the best year yet every year. But some of the other things, there's a fee, related to that, where a lot of that goes to some of our outreach initiatives. And so, but be that as it may, what I want to talk about today is the word purpose. Didn't really want to get into all of that at the beginning, but I did want to let you know that This is a time that we talk about the vision for our life. And part of the vision for our life is the word purpose. So you saw a commercial related to speaking. And part of having where you know that you can do your best and put your best foot forward is by putting your best words forward and speaking. And so speaking doesn't necessarily mean on a big stage, it can, but also having those one-on-one conversations with people related to what it is that you're doing and listening skills are very important, related to what they're saying that they're doing and how you can potentially collaborate. Would they make a good business partner? Would you want to go into a joint venture with them? Would you want to have them as a mentor or coach, or maybe they could be a client of yours? All of that happens with us speaking. And so one of the books that I have is my personal book, The 51 Powerful P's of Public Speaking. And I'll have that up on our little stand right here, right here. This one it's glaring and you can't really necessarily see. Hopefully you can see it a little bit and hopefully it doesn't fall. The Birth of a Brand, and that is by Brian Smith. I call him Brian Uggs. He's the founder of Uggs Boots. And he's done his series already here in the studios here in Arizona at Life Innovation Global Studios. And we will be showing his mini series related to various areas of his life and business and all of that. Because he was able to find his specific purpose for that particular time in his life. Now he's moved on to another purpose and sharing information, being on stages and whatnot. And I'd love to be able to get you in contact with him if you want him to be a part of one of your upcoming events. I can make that connection for you. But what I want to talk about, like I said, today is the word purpose. So as we get into today's show, it's going to have where we touch on 3 points. So I want you to go ahead and get your notebook ready. If it's a pen notebook, pen and paper, or if you do it online, some people do that. There's various ways that people take notes, and we would love to have you follow along with us on today. One of the things that I'm going to show related to the word purpose is for people who have already found their purpose. They've been there, done that. They're doing very extremely well. And it could even be you. And we want to award you at the end of this year as part of our Life Innovation Global Awards. Take a look. Greetings, everyone. This is Dr. Crystal Richardson with LIG TV, and we are so happy to be with you as we begin to launch. It'll be where we'll be doing these pre-shows, and we may have some guests on, but we'll be launching for January. And I'm just really excited to just share with you some of the different points that we will be going over and what we will be doing related to topic casts. And we have JJ Valera that has done some really cool intro commercials for us related to topic casts, and so I can't wait to show you some of our footage. and what we will be doing related to the shows. So today, the word is purpose. And we're going to go over three main points related to purpose. And some of it has to do with the things that we need to let go of in order to move forward into our purpose. Things that we need to let go of so that we can move forward into our purpose. And so I am going to have some of those who have been involved in some of our vision events go back and watch this if they're not tuning in live today, because it is important for us to know things that we need to stop so that we have room and cognitive ability, cognitive space in order to have things that we can start. Because there's only 24 hours in a day, right? I mean, I do try to put in 25, 26, 30, 40, 50 hours in one day, but there's only 24 hours in a day. And really, we only have so much mental capacity in any given day. And so part of that has to do with how are we planning our day and how are we planning it with purpose and intention. So if you've watched any of these The World Speaks pre-shows, you've heard me say over and over and over related to the word intention. So with our main word being purpose on today, I want to focus on the first one is going to be the word put, P-U-T, related to the word purpose. So the first point you're going to write down, even though I've already said a few things, the first word you're going to write down is put. And it has to do with our start and stops, because we have to put various things that are going on in our life into different buckets, into different categories, into different compartments. We are putting different things that are going on in our mind into different compartments. We're putting different parts of our day and even people that are in our lives into different compartments. So the word put is a very important. And it has to do with start and stops, but I wanted the words for purpose. Right now I'm starting with the word that starts with the word P, and it's put. So what are you putting on your plate today? And did you put it on a list last night or last week or the beginning of the month? Did you put it on a list for what it is that you're going to do today? Part of purpose is having where you are working towards a plan. Part of that plan is what you're putting in these various categories, what you're putting on these various lists, what you're putting on things that you need to stop or even put on hold. So the word, ladies and gentlemen, put is very extremely important because we use it every day, but not as a key action word. And maybe we should. Let's use it in a couple different contexts. Health. Okay. What visions were put in our mind that then caused us to act out and go drive somewhere and potentially buy something to put in our mouth that maybe wasn't a very healthy choice? The word put is so powerful. So as we think about the things that we put in our mouth from a health perspective, we now are putting on potentially a number of extra pounds, or we're putting something that's going to positively affect our microbiome. It's positively going to affect the various functions of our intestines, and things are going to flow better because of what we put in our mouth. The other things is what we allow to be put in our mind. Because based on what we allow to be put in our mind, then that is what we focus on. And then a lot of times that's what we act out if we don't have where we've already put into our toolkit, our toolbox, put into our toolbox ways to cancel and to evict those thoughts. So you see, the word put is so, so, so important. And as we talk about purpose, that is our key topic for today. As we talk about purpose and we talk about the word put, that has so much power because that's what we do. We allow people to say some things and put various emotions in our head and in our heart based on what we have allowed them to put in there. But if we have where we've also equipped ourselves with various tools and techniques, then we can also put into place a cancellation technique. We can put into place an eviction technique. We can put into place sometimes ways of coping and processing what has transpired so that we then can get to the positivity and the good things that will help us related to fulfilling our purpose in life. Now, the main thing that I do is I'm a wealth, innovation, and sustainability strategist. I'll say that again. I'm a wealth strategist, wealth, innovation, and sustainability strategist. So that has to do with how we use anything and everything that comes across our life. Various ways that we can get cash flow, various ways that we can build up our assets and reduce our liabilities, all of that, and come up with creative ways, innovative ways of moving towards the right side of the cash flow quadrant and moving towards having, everybody doesn't necessarily know what the cash flow quadrant is. If you don't, you can look it up. But with the way that we creatively utilize the whole quadrant, but moving towards the right side of the cash flow quadrant to have sustainability in our life, and not just sustainability in our businesses and in our life, but being able to thrive and thrive in such a way that we're creating a positive legacy. Legacy is created by everyone, whether we know it or not, and it can be a negative legacy or an average legacy or a positive legacy where you're proud of what you have been able to do and put into the world that is going to help someone else for years to come, as opposed to putting things into the world that will be a detriment to people for years to come. So I said a lot in those last few minutes, but the word is put. The word is put. And do you see how the word put can affect what it is that I even say that I do, which is wealth, innovation, and sustainability strategist? What we put in our minds, what we educate ourselves on, what certifications that we get, what programs we go to, what seminars we enroll in, how we use our time, how we put ourselves in certain situations will dictate whether our mind is open enough and free enough to be creative. I'm a wealth, innovation, and sustainability strategist. In order to be able to innovate, you have to have room in your mind to think about where you are right now, what it is you want to stop, what it is you want to start, and how you want to move forward in life by putting the proper plans in place so that you can fulfill your purpose. Well, some people might say, Dr. Crystal, I don't even really know what my purpose is. I have some things that I know that I love to do, some places I know that I want to go, and people that I enjoy being around or listening to their podcasts or their shows or whatever, but I'm not quite sure of my purpose. That's okay. That's why we have the Vision Collective. And we are formulating that now for 2025, a group of people that want to help one another to stay grounded. I don't necessarily believe in the word balance, like having a balanced life in all of these different areas, because that's, to me, it's just not realistic, because there's things that change throughout each day. But I do believe that we can have a good foundation, that we can be grounded, and we can make priority lists for each and every day to know what it is that we're going to go after, what it is we're going to pursue. And so pursue is one of the next words we're going to look at as far as purpose, but we're not there yet. We're still on the word put. So as we move forward in our life, the word put becomes such a powerful word. It's such a small word, and a word that I have not personally heard people talk about. But do you see how important it is? What we put in our mind, or what we allow people to put in our mind, what we put into our mouth, what we put in front of our eyes, what we put in our ears, music, shows, people talking, what we put on our plate. What books do we put on our bookshelf? What do we put in our car? What do we put on the radio? What do we put in our earbuds? Because each and every moment of the day really is a time. What do we put in our bathrooms? Because it could be that we have where, we take our phone and we're listening to something, or it could be that we put some magazines there, or we put some books, or we put speakers in there so that we can tune in our bathroom, in our bedroom, in the kitchen, wherever we are. We can listen to the same thing all throughout our house. If we have it like that we can have a sound system throughout our whole house. But what we put in our car while we're driving, or while we're taking the bus or a taxi, what we put, ladies and gentlemen, is so, so important. So I want you to think about that word in a different way today, based on this show. The word is purpose. And based on us fulfilling our purpose, being able to fulfill our purpose has to do with a lot of different areas of put. And some of it is going to be what we put on our stop list, or what we put on our start list, or what we put in our plans. So I am going to, yes, I am harping on this one particular commercial related to speaking, because it's so important. And whether you are interested in taking a class related to the 51 Powerful P's of Public Speaking, or whether you're interested in being a part of Emerge Media Experience and speaking here in our studio, whether you're interested in going with us on a trip and speaking, all of this has to do with us getting our purpose out and getting our words out so that people can understand what it is that's inside our heart and inside of our head based on how we formulate our words. So I want you to take a look at this commercial related to my book, The 51 Powerful P's of Public Speaking. And we'll also have where we'll come back to the other speaking commercial, because we would love, love, love to have you be a part of our community and go on some of the speaking tours with us. Hey, everyone. My name is Dr. Crystal Richardson, and we are here on LIG TV, Life Innovation Global TV, on The World Speaks. We're going to have people on from all over the world related to various topics, and I call that our topic cast. So I can't wait to have you experience that as we launch that in January. What we're doing right now are called pre-shows, and I am going over various things that are topics that we're having for the complete hour, as opposed to when we get into The World Speaks. It's going to be related to how we have designed LIGTV to be short, powerful content. Excuse me. So the content is going to be where some things are going to be 2-minute treasures, 5 minutes, 7 minutes, 10, 18 minutes, where you have an opportunity to wrap your mind around various concepts in a short period of time, and for us to be able to spotlight as many people as possible in a short period of time as well. And so today we are talking about the word purpose. And I did a little bit of analysis based on even what I do as a wealth innovation strategist, wealth innovation and sustainability strategist. Sustainability is so important. And I've talked a little bit about the word, which is our topic of purpose. And then the first area of purpose I used was the word put. And I personally, as I mentioned, have never heard anyone use that in a talk. You know, people talk about purpose and talk about planning and all of these different things. But the word put is such a powerful word. And so if you're just now tuning in, or if you came in the middle of this, you're like, what is she talking about related to the word put? I would advise you to and welcome you to go back and listen to the first part of this show so that you can get that information on the power of the word put. Yes. So number 2, the second point that we have is the word pursue. And yes, I do always like to use the same initial if I can, related to whatever the main word is that we're looking at. And so the word right now we're doing is pursue. Pursue. And so what is it that we are moving toward? What are we pursuing? Do we have a plan based on what we're pursuing? And the word pursue means that it has the other word that we use a lot, which is focus. When you are pursuing, that means that you have a focus and you are on point, looking toward all of the actions that are needed to get to your end goal. You are in pursuit. When we think about, maybe it's a chase, like a car chase, where the police, you've seen it on various movies and shows where the police, it's a police pursuit. That's what I was trying to say. A police pursuit. That's not supposed to be a tongue twister, but it is for me today for whatever reason. And they're just pursuing the person that they're going after. They're focused. Remember I said the word focus? And they're going hastily towards that person. Sometimes a pursuit is not hastily if they're trying to be, incognito, and they're going to a side road while they're waiting to see where the person is going and try to hide a little bit before the person knows that they're watching. So it's not as fast, but you get my point. They're focused in on where they want to go. So I want to say to you today, related to the word purpose, we went over the word put, and now we're going over the word pursue. Do you have, where you are crystal clear and you have clarity of what it is that you are to pursue on today? What it is that you are in pursuit of? Because if we have a main purpose in our life, then it's very, very important for us to have where we have those action plans and the frequencies in place and the speed in place. And some things need to be put on hold. The word pursuit has so many different aspects. That's why I really, really encourage you to be a part of some of our vision events so that you can go over how all of this works together. And we'll have another one that's coming up for part 1 is November 30th, which is this coming weekend. And then part 2 for everyone collected that wants to move forward is on December 7th. And that is part 2 as we move into January. And we're going to be having some mini retreats going on as well. So pursue, pursue. So when I think about that word, I think about the fact that, a lot of us have so many distractions in our life that we're looking to focus and to be in pursuit and to pursue that thing that we have our eye on. But there's all these things that are going on over here, and over here, and even over here, and even over here that are distractions. So again, we need to use the word put. Put things on our stop list, put things on our start list, put things on hold, put various tools in our toolbox on how to not get distracted. Some people, as an example, have where their phone does not ring at certain hours of the night. They put on a block for, let's say, 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. so that they have that time to sleep, but then also that time if they wake up, where they have an alarm that wakes them up at 4 o'clock, they can do their workout, they can have their meditation, they can pray, and they can do their Bible study, whatever it is that they may want to do, go to the gym, but have that time where 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. is their time for rest, rejuvenation, and to focus on their plan and get themselves set for their day. And then 6 a.m., boom. If someone wants to call, or if someone has already called, they can listen to those messages. But they have put those boundaries in place. Another put. They have put those boundaries in place so that they have that time. 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 8 hours. So for sleep and for workout or whatever. And it could be that you do it differently. You could even say 9 p.m. or you could say that it's until 8 a.m. so that you have 8 hours of sleep and some other time in the morning. Whatever works for you. But the main thing when I was saying about the word pursuit, this allows you not to have those distractions. Now, you're still going to have distractions of things coming up in your head. And that's why I have like various notepads. There's ones over here, ones right here, notepads where I can write down things that I can come back to. But I put it there so that I can put it down, leave it and forget it, and then still focus on what I need to focus on. So one of my ways of having a boundary of what I pursue is having a notebook and various ones that I utilize so that I can put something down and know that I can come back to it later. So having various lists, I think, are very important. And my husband can tell you how I feel about lists. There's been millions, maybe more than thousands of lists that he's seen before we got married. And then since we've been married, he talks about how I have so many different lists. And we've been married for, I think it's going on 33 years. So you can imagine that there's been a lot of lists. But the thing is to focus on what you're pursuing and to be in pursuit of that particular goal is very, very key. That's why put is important, related to purpose first. In this particular analogy, I can do purpose all day long and have all different kinds of ways to get to your purpose. This particular one, I'm using put first, pursue second. So what are you focused on today? And if you're taking notes, I'd love for you to just write down just a couple things of what you are focused on today, and then how you plan on pursuing that. Do you have a plan of what you need to do to pursue that? And what are you going to let go? And what are you going to start in order to pursue that? I mentioned seminars and education earlier. Sometimes we need to build ourselves up by having mentors, having coaches, signing up for a class here or there so that we have more tools and more understanding, again, related to the word foundation, to have a good foundation in place so that we can pursue what it is that's in our focus and pursue it better, pursue it faster, pursue it with more information, pursue it with a better foundation, pursue it with tools that we have now because we've gotten an education in that area. And then some of it is where we're going to have to give ourselves time, because there's also short-term and long-term goals. I don't want to put too much information into this particular segment, but pursuit is so huge and has so many different factors to it. So does the word purpose. And so as we move forward, I wanted to just utilize some words that were not normally used and kind of throw in ones that are used a lot, which is the word plan. But I wanted to use some other words as we talk about the word purpose that are not normally used, maybe to just get you to innovatively and creatively think about this word in a little bit different way. So we want to thank E360 TV for having us on. And as we get ready to go into our last few minutes of the show here, I want to have you think about our last word in this particular segment, which is the word power. The word power, and how we use our power. And we're going to talk a little bit about maybe some creative ways to use that word as we look at the word purpose. And I want to, as I mentioned, thank E360 TV for allowing us to have this show on here. Hey, everyone. This is Dr. Crystal Richardson. Extremely happy to have you here on Life Innovation Global TV on The World Speaks. Today, we're talking about the word purpose. And our first word that we looked at was the word put. The second word was pursue. And the last is power. And I'm going to go over this very briefly because I do want to have where we talk a little bit about our book here, The Birth of a Brand by Brian Smith. He is the founder of Uggs, and he's already come here to the studio to film his mini series. And so we are going to be showing that as part of our launch when we launch in January. So the word power and how that word relates to purpose is I'm going to take an approach of looking at power related to how you power yourself, how you energize yourself, and how things can suck your power so that you do not have the energy and the enthusiasm that you need in order to pursue your purpose. So power is used in all different kind of ways, and I just want to focus on some of the things that deal with you personally. So in order for you to have the power that you need each and every day, your body is like an engine, right? And it needs to be rejuvenated, or even like a car, you would say that it needs to have fuel in order for it to be powered. So part of that fuel is getting enough sleep, staying hydrated, reducing stress. I'll say those three again. Getting enough sleep, I'm talking to myself, staying hydrated, and reducing stress. There's going to be some other things that I put related to the word power. Put is one of our words. Things that we should pursue. We should pursue, along with our purpose, we should pursue getting enough rest, staying hydrated, and reducing stress, right? Another thing that we should do in order to have enough power in our life is taking care of our diet. So what are we putting into our mouth? I talked about that at the very first segment of the show. And so having where we have proper nutrition and proper exercise. Now, at the moment, depending on when you're watching this show, I'll be a different age, but at the moment I'm 60. So having where we keep muscle mass going, you don't just keep it the way it was just automatically there. I had buffed arms, and women would ask me, men would compliment, and women would ask me when I was younger, like, wow, what do you do to have such buff arms? And I didn't even know that I had buff arms. They were just my arms, right? But now I have to do some things to get them back in shape and keep them in shape so that I can at least have, some definition and not showing, flab and whatnot. And you raise your arm and everything's like moving all up under it and all that kind of thing. So having the proper exercise, and for your age, it's a different amount of exercise because again, muscle mass begins to get depleted and go away if you don't keep it and if you're not doing it as you get older. So having a proper diet, again, that is something that's different for everyone based on your medical conditions. So part of having power in your life to pursue your purpose, you need to put, which is our word, on your calendar for you to have a blood panel. Everyone should have a baseline blood panel so that they know exactly where they are related to all areas of their life, all different areas, so that when you look at that blood panel, if you have someone analyze your results, including the doctor, it's always good to ask them for a copy of it so that you can have someone else look at the results. I had a little hesitation there because I was thinking about what I wanted to say next about having people look at your results. And so I got a little tongue-tied. I apologize for that. But it's very important for us not just to take the doctor's word for it. And nothing against doctors, but what I'm saying is that, there's other people that are nutritionists, are health coaches and other things like that, or even another doctor or another nurse, someone in your family or friend, have them take a look at your results and see if they're saying the same thing. Now, sometimes on your results, it'll have where something is a high value or a nominal or a low value. It's important for you to know the ranges that they're talking about, and the ranges based on your ethnicity and where you're from in the world, because a lot of those ranges are not the same or should not be the same for every single person. So we're all made up differently. We all have different things going on. American Indians have where there's certain levels that should be different. African Americans, there's levels that should be doing different. India, but a lot of it is just general. And some of those ranges are changing as we speak, as more information is understood in the medical community, and as more information is coming out on how some of these ranges were made and how some pharmaceutical companies are, what I would like to say here, influencing those ranges so that there's medication that can be sold. That's a whole nother conversation we can have. Then it's important for us to just know what they are and know how we are feeling inside our own body about if we feel that we have the power to pursue our purpose or not. So I'm not saying for you to not believe your doctor. I'm just saying that it's good to have a second, third opinion on it so that you can put all that information together and then decide how you want to move forward. And if you want to move forward based on what your doctor is saying related to your blood work, and they're saying you should take some certain medication, review that, see if you should, see if there's a way to handle it naturally with food, or if there's a way to handle it with food and with supplements of various types, and just see what works for you. It might be that doing the actual medication that they say might be the best choice for you. But it could be that there's other ways to handle it simply by food being your medicine. And so a lot of what we do, Life Innovation Global, I mentioned, whatever your purpose is in life and whatever you do to make money, whatever you do to have work-life balance, whatever you do to have time and money freedom, it takes having things in place related to your whole life, not just in one area of life. So on this show, we talk about a lot of different things because there's a lot going on in our lives. And so for power, we talked about rest, we talked about hydration, we talked about stress, we talked about blood panels, going to the doctor. We talked about exercise. We talked about what you eat. There's also, various areas, like I said, of different things that you can do to have more power in your life. And a lot of it has to do with all of these different things that we've stated here, including things that sometimes inhibit us or make us a little jittery. And what do I mean by that? Caffeine. Limiting caffeine might be something that can help you have more power. People say, oh no, my coffee helps me to have more power. Everybody's different. The same with alcohol. Having a drink to relax, oh, that gives me, more power to just relax and then I'm better the next day. But having alcohol can also be an issue for some people. And then if it's something that you do in excess, if you drink coffee in excess, if you drink alcohol in excess, if you eat certain foods and sugars in excess, all of these things, the word I'm putting at the end is excess, and it could have an influence on your power. So I just want you to take these words, put, pursue, and power, and put them in your notes in a certain way with some of the subpoints that we went over so that you can use these as non-traditional ways of looking at the word purpose, and maybe it can help you in some way. And if it has, I'd love to hear from you. You can email me at legacy@lifeinnovationglobal.com. That's legacy@lifeinnovationglobal.com. And let me know how you're doing in relation to that word. We're just going to play one more commercial, and then we'll have a little thing that we'll do here related to Brian's book, and that will be the end of our show for today. Hey, everyone. This is Dr. Crystal Richardson on LIG TV, The World Speaks. In our last few minutes here, I just want to highlight Brian's book and say that you should go out and get this. It's an unlikely startup story of $1 billion brand. And in here, I always love to look at the titles in the table of contents. So he already starts at conception and birth. Infancy, the toddler years, childhood years, elementary school years, preteens, and it's talking about his business. And one of the things that he says in here is that it's important. It says, where was the part that I was on? Oh, in this book. It's called In This Book. And this is on the preface part, that he looks at breaking down each year. And so he breaks it down, looking at it in terms of like a toddler and infancy, based on the business. And he breaks down the cash flow, the major setbacks, as well as the major successes, and the ever-changing structure of the company. And the moments that the universe spoke to him, and he had some aha moments. And so in here, when he's talking about the cash flow setbacks and ever-changing structure, that goes to show you that it's not where you just have one plan and it stays that plan and you move forward and you pursue that and that's it. There needs to be some changes and some merging off and on along the way. And so as we get into what we're saying related to vision, I want you to know that you can stay on with us as part of the Vision Collective. Contact me at Legacy at Life Innovation Global, and let's make this year the best year yet. Take care, God bless, and thank you for being a part of our show today.